And a very good day, everybody. It is Sunday, April 27th, 2025, 2:52 p.m. Eastern Canadian Time. And we are here on Sherbrooke Street on the corner of Laval Avenue. So we're going to be walking north on Laval Avenue. And this is going to take us through the Plateau Mont-Royal region of Montreal. And here's a little promising sign of spring and summer. Look at this, guys. We have some actual leaves now growing on the trees, on the bushes. The vegetation is out. Trying to get a better focus here. So yeah, look at that, eh? That's beautiful. That's promising. So all the rain that we've had this weekend, we actually had a heavy rainfall warning, probably wrapped up now. I mean, I don't know the total amounts, maybe 20, 30 millimeters of rain. I guess at times it was heavy, especially this morning, but I'm outside now, enjoying the fresh air, enjoying beautiful walk as the sun is slowly making its way through the clouds. But yeah, definitely a beautiful, sure sign of spring when you see the bushes and the shrubs start to blossom. So again, this is Laval, Rue Laval, not to be mixed up with the street Laval, which is sorry, not to be mixed up with the city of Laval, which is just north of Montreal. This is the street Laval. And of course, this being the Plateau Mont-Royal neighborhood. This is a very diverse neighborhood in terms of interesting architecture and different cultures and whatnot. And there's just one example of, I guess, a building that's probably being renovated or being refurbished. And you can see up there the date 1901. I don't know if you guys could see that right there where that lion is. So yeah, we'll walk on different sides of the street here. There's also a bicycle path. We'll alternate between the different sides and check out some cool architecture along the way. And this street goes all the way to Mont-Royal Boulevard, or Mont-Royal Avenue, so should be maybe 20 minutes or so this walk. And yeah, very old neighborhood, very, like I said, very interesting architecture. You just seeing that structure over there, it said 1901. Gives you an idea of how old some of the buildings are here. And if you're into architecture and into old buildings like me, well, this is going to be a nice walk, hopefully. So here's some historical sites and monuments of Canada. This is one of them, talking about Emile Nelligan. So that's a poet, and that's I guess maybe this is where he lived. Maybe this was his residence, I don't know. But anyways, as we progress this walk here, you guys are going to see, you know, these buildings are in, even though they're old, most of them are in pretty good condition, but you're probably going to see some that are in a more broken down fashion. I like this one here, kind of gives the appearance of a haunted house with the vines and whatnot, the tower. Very ornate area in terms of, like I said, not just the buildings, but the rooftops and the sidings. I love those towers and whatnot that you see on a lot of the buildings. Those masts, those steeple type things. Here's St. Louis Square. This is a park. You also notice, depending where you are, there's a lot of different colors on the houses. Different blues and reds and shades of color, so pretty cool. And this is I mentioned this in other videos around here, this neighborhood is very cyclist friendly. There's a lot of bicycles here, very pedestrian friendly as well, and there's also a lot of cats here. And I've mentioned as well in my other walking videos that, well, you can tell it's an old neighborhood just by the size of the trees, the trunk, the thickness of the trunk, the diameter, and the height of the trees. So as I said, we'll be alternating between different sides of the street just to make it a bit more interesting. And it's not just this street that has these features in the plateau. So pretty much all of them. And the alleyways as well have very nice features. A lot of them are hidden gems and pedestrian alleyways. There's no vehicles. Call them green alleyways. Here's Park Laval. So probably named after the same guy that the city of Laval was named after. Pretty small park, but nice little green space. Wondering if at one time there was a building here, a house. Yeah, look at this, eh? I think these are tulips that are starting to blossom. This is a good sign because I'll probably be visiting Ottawa for the Tulip Festival coming up. Taking in some tulips, some transit. Checking out the new O-Train extension. Lots of squirrels here, lots of wildlife. All the trees are starting to get their leaves opening up, so it's a good thing, good sign. Now these here are relatively newer features. These are pretty cool in terms of urban engineering, urban planning. These here are designed for heavy rainfalls, and these sort of act like a sponge. So when there's a very heavy rainfall, these will collect water and will prevent the streets from flooding. So it's something that, sure, it's in other cities as well, but pretty unique to have that here. I'm going to show you guys here as well. There is Mont-Royal right there. So when we talk about the plateau of Mont-Royal, there's Mont-Royal right there. You see the cross on the right and the broadcasting tower on the left, which is where a lot of FM stations are broadcast from. That's their main transmitter. And here is Pine Avenue, or Pine. So we'll be crossing here. Another nice bike path. There's, I think, some kind of military building right there. Look at that, very ornate, very castle-like. Some kind of military armory or headquarters, very old building. And we'll continue our walk here north on Laval Avenue. There's an old ship wheel there. So we're coming up to Hua or Roy Avenue. Or Roy Street. There's a pretty old building, another one. They're all pretty much old buildings, but you see there are some newer ones as well here that are popping up. You can tell just by looking at it which ones are newer, which ones are older. And so here we're going to keep walking here north as we cross over Hua Street. So there's avenues, there's streets, aka the Rue, there's boulevards, there's expressways, you name it. There's all kinds of different names for streets and roads. And I think over here, see these spiral staircases? These are actually very unique in Montreal. You'll notice a lot of postcards have those staircases on them. Those look sort of newer, but you also find them in southwest Montreal as well. In fact, there's a lot that the southwest sector of Montreal has in common with the plateau, including those green alleyways that I talked about. And also the architecture is somewhat similar. I don't know what's in this building here, 3860. Probably at some point was a religious seminary building or seminar. We'll cross over again. Or maybe when we get past the next street here. Yeah, some hockey banners, hockey posters up. And yeah, like I was saying as well, the trees are spectacular here. But just like the buildings, a lot of the trees are sort of in rough shape as well, so you got to be careful, I guess, during storms and whatnot. You can tell some of them have been pruned, sort of, you know, to protect the wires and the folks below. Here's Napoleon. This is Rue Napoleon, so another famous name, Napoleon. Not sure how far we are from Mont-Royal Avenue, but we'll cross here again just to make it interesting. There's a hotel there, a little bed and breakfast. Yeah, so as we walk here, looks like it's getting sunnier and sunnier out. And yeah, look at this, we got a tree here, looks like it was recently cut down. This one right here. Wonder how old that tree was when it was still up. And over here, look at this, we had a cool yellow house. I think I've seen this one before. And you got a red one there as well. Beautiful sound of birds. Very relaxing, these side streets. And if I'm ever going anywhere, or, you know, going to a destination, I always try to take the side streets because they're more tranquil, more calm. So we are coming up now to, what are we coming up to here? There's no street sign, eh? This looks like the design here, it looks like some old cobblestone. This is, there's a street sign here. There's a street sign. It annoys me when I'm doing a walking video, I can't find a street sign. What street sign? Where's the street sign? This is Laval. I don't know. Anyways, maybe Prince Arthur? I don't know. Anyways, well, looks like we're going to be going up a bit of a hill here, a bit of an incline, which is okay. Good for exercise, good for cardio. Probably another, what, maybe 5 minutes of walking, maybe, or maybe more. I don't know, maybe I underestimated the length of time it would take to do this. We'll see. A lot of bikes here, very bike centric. You can see here these trees have sort of like moss on them, kind of a cool feature. I don't know though if that indicates a problem with the tree's health, the fact that there's moss on it, or if it's normal for older trees, I don't know. Yeah, so we're going up a little hill here. Hopefully there's a street sign on the next one. Yeah, I see one already. It's also interesting, these big trees, how their trunks are so thick and take up so much space. Look at that. Monstrous. Beautiful though. Oh, cool. Yeah, look at that. I like that color there. One of my favorite colors. Sort of aqua, green, blue. So this is Rachel Street. Okay, so now I know where we are. So maybe another 10 minutes of walking, which is okay. Needed a good walking video for my channel. Old church there. There's another view of Mont-Royal. And yeah, we'll cross back over again. Another nice bicycle path here. Something Montreal is famous for. A lot of art here, murals. Oh, we got a cat coming up. I mentioned there's a lot of cats here. Maybe we'll get to pet the kitty. Maybe he's a friendly cat, or she is a friendly cat. It's always nice when our feline friends make an appearance in the videos. Ah yeah, there he comes, or she. Maybe not, maybe just walking by. Alright, well, keeping to itself, that's okay. At least got to see a kitty in the video, always a bonus. This here looks like it is or was a school at one time. We'll see here what it is on the sign. Oh yeah, and also in this video I wanted to do a shout out to Nicholas, who lives in this area, the Plateau. So shout out to you, Nicholas. And our public schools are in bad shape. If this is a school, something foot of the mountain school. I don't even know if that's a school. It looks like it. I mean, there's drawings and stuff in the windows. Now it's an old building. It has a cross. That's because a lot of the schools originated from the traditions of the Catholic Church and whatnot. Alright, so I think Mont-Royal is coming up here, Mont-Royal Boulevard. You can see the ending in sight here. We'll take a peek. Yeah, I think that's it up there. So it looks like it's going to be about 22 minutes, this video, so pretty decent. Yeah. This is Marianne Street coming up. Very old-fashioned name, very old-fashioned street. I think the block after this is Laval Avenue. There's another one of those urban sponges that they put up here, installed. Like I said, all the water, all the rainwater gets absorbed here into the ground. Yeah, there's Marianne. Alright, so we're almost at the conclusion of our walking video here. Yeah, there's two helicopters beside each other. Are we gonna be able to see them? I think they're over there. I can't really see it. Maybe. Maybe you could zoom in, try to get a shot of them between the trees. No, can't see them. Oh yeah, there they are. There they are. Look at that, eh? So there's two of them. Oh. Alright guys, so next block is probably the end of the video unless the street goes on a bit more. But from what I've seen on the map, it doesn't. So it's probably just an alleyway up ahead. Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed that video. And also shout out to Relo, who lives in the area as well. Zach, Relo Buff. And yeah, I think maybe a couple of you others out there live around here. A couple of my buddies, viewers. Cross over one more time here, why not? Yeah, it looks like it's a dead end. So that's probably going to be the end of this video. And it's beautiful. Turning out to be a beautiful Sunday, sunny afternoon. So as I always say, if you guys like the videos, remember hit the like button, subscribe, turn on your notification bells, and as always there will be more videos to come. So I'll end it here when we get to Mont-Royal. I'll show you guys each direction, east and west, so you can get an idea if you're not familiar with Mont-Royal Street. Laval Avenue. Yeah, so there we go. So if we focus here on the left, guys, we're going to see Mont-Royal probably in the distance. Right about here. Yeah, you'll see it in the distance. Right there. And if we go this way, well, we're right beside Mont-Royal Metro Station, which is down there. And I think this is going to become a pedestrian street in the summer. Could be wrong, but... Alright guys, thanks for watching. So more videos to come, guys. See y'all soon.